say when I travel the country or travel the world as a keynote speaker, there's one rule of being a keynote speaker. Be brief. No one really wants to hear you. But I will try to share some thoughts about why we're here tonight, a little bit about nonprofit work. But let me start with the most important reason I'm here. On that wall, there are 12 posters. Each poster, there's a picture of a school, and a well that's needed, and a toilet that's needed. And the reason we're here, the reason I'm here tonight, is to help make sure those get funded. The rest is, as they say, we'll have a nice time. Everyone, I almost wanted to get up and dance myself, but we are here to do something good for children in an incredibly important country, Liberia, an incredibly important part of Liberia. So with that, I'll just start, and then I want to share some thoughts. In my work around the world, as my individual who introduced me, I work in creating wells and toilets, and I build schools, I build lots of medical clinics, we provide micro-loan programs, and I do this in areas of the world that very few people necessarily want to go to. It's oftentimes hot and dirty and difficult, but that's exactly where we are needed. I mean, I'm saying all of us are needed. We are here tonight enjoying a great meal, eating all the food we want, drinking all the clean water and even wine that we want. And yet, at this moment, there are children in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Kenya, in Bangladesh, in Guatemala, in Jamaica, and Haiti, who have none of those things. And so I thank God for the benefit of having those, but with that benefit comes great responsibility. We are obligated to give back because we have been blessed with much. And so that's the real reason we're here tonight. I just recently got back from Sierra Leone and Kenya. I'll be back in Kenya again in June, where we've just built 2 brand new schools. The school in Kenya is being built in a place called Kdda. Kdda is the largest slum in the entire continent of Africa. 800,000 people in 1 square mile. And I've been working in Kdda now for about 12 years. I have more friends in Kdda than I do in the United States. And I look forward to returning again shortly. So I was asked to speak a little bit about do's and don'ts of establishing a nonprofit. And I'll just give you a couple. I don't need to tell you very much. You already know all these things. But I will share with you a couple of lessons that I've learned over the years in my healthcare work, in setting up clinics and setting up hospitals and a variety of other things. And that's the first thing is, don't reinvent the wheel. If you have colleagues in Nimba County that are already drilling wells or building toilets, collaborate with them. Redoing everything all over again is a waste of time and a lot of waste of resources. So find people you can already collaborate with. My next don't, if you will, is be very, very careful about making people dependent upon you. We as humans like to be loved. We want to be loved. We want to be embraced. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless we do that to self-gratify our own interests. And I've seen too often around the globe organizations that will go into a poor community and establish a dependency. You need me, make me feel good, uplift me, I'm the big man. That's the wrong approach. And so your work with these schools in your community has to be one of selfless giving, and to be certain that that can sustain itself over time. It's relatively easy to go into any community and build a school, build a toilet. It's hard to maintain that because charity, although is a very, very good thing, it's a wonderful thing, and we're here tonight to give of our charity. But I'm going to tell you, charity is not sustainable. We all will rush to make a donation in the case of a hurricane or a natural disaster, and then the following day there's another disaster and we rush to work on that. My approach for the past 20 years in working in various countries is one of we call social entrepreneurship. I create a business within a community that is owned and run by the community, not by me, not by my organizations, but by the community. And that business produces profit, and that profit sustains wells, sustains clinics, sustains microloans. Now that may be foreign for some people to hear because they just want, write me a check. Give me a check. We'll take care of things. That's a wonderful thing, but it's not sustainable. And so in Haiti, some years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I work in a community and we teach women who are broadly illiterate to run stores, to run their own businesses. That's sustainable because I then can help them uplift themselves and become powerful themselves and to serve their children themselves rather than having to rely upon a handout to give. In Ghana, we support 4,000 families. How do we do that? We have agricultural businesses. We produce vegetables. We produce crops. Women and farmers take the crops, they sell the crops, they make profit. And that's what I would suggest that all organizations that work, particularly internationally, have to begin thinking about what in your community, what in Nimba County, can you create a business around? Water, perhaps, agriculture, perhaps, but something that's going to sustain these toilets and these wells once you build them. Because I guarantee you within 1 month, 2 or 3 of those wells will be broken. Why do I guarantee that? Because that's my experience over many, many years of building many wells. Children play, the pumps break, and then suddenly there is no money to replace that pump. And so children and mothers then go back to the river. In Sierra Leone alone, I've built 26 wells and 26 toilets and 26 villages. And clean water and sanitation alone has reduced child mortality by 85%. A well and a toilet. Not a fancy medical clinic, not fancy medical services, but very simple solutions. Clean water and toilets. And so when I heard from your president that that was your priority tonight, I rejoiced, because I know when you do this, you will change the lives of thousands and thousands of people. And children that you will never meet, mothers and fathers, aunties that you will never meet, will say thank you to this group that met in Providence, Rhode Island, and raised money to build a well and build a toilet so that children would not get diarrheal diseases and die. So that's why we're here tonight. I could go on, and I won't. I promise to be brief. But my appeal to you is this. We've been blessed. I've been blessed to be born in this country. But my parents were immigrants. My parents were Portuguese. I'm the first generation to ever go to college. And thank God my parents said, you will go to college. And after many, many years and lots of work, I've tried the best I can to give as much back because of the benefits that I've enjoyed. You know, I sit here tonight and I see my friend Kdda from Worcester. He's another gentleman that I admire because of what he has done with his life. He's committed his life to uplifting children and young adults so that they can be better. They can have a better life. So, I want to once again humbly thank you for having me here tonight. If there's anything that I can certainly do, Mr. President, I certainly will. And I will start by pledging $1,000 tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much, Doc. Thank you to Dr. David Jordan. Dr. Jordan, I see that you forgot the notes. Can I borrow them? Thank you. And it wasn't just the $1,000 that he donated to that, but he imparted knowledge to us. And so thank you. It's a blessing to have you. I appreciate it. Now we're going to call on the president to give special recognition to a very important person in our Organization Development Association. I'm not going to support it, the president may not individual, whether it's a man or woman. Let's usher in the president as he comes to recognize this individual